How's it going, YouTube? This is Skul, and this is an Xbox Series X. I finally have one, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, if you clicked on the video, you probably are wondering, why did I get one now of all times? And I wanted to make a video telling you why, but also showing you guys this thing. This is a lot bigger box than it looks on TV, wow. So I've actually wanted an Xbox Series X for quite some time. In fact, my original intention was to buy one on launch day in 2020. Of course, the pandemic happened and it was almost impossible to get one at that time, so I decided to hold off until it made more sense. I've been really invested into this generation of video gaming. I have a ginormous Switch collection, I love my PlayStation 5, but when it came to Xbox, there wasn't much of a reason for me to actually buy one. The number one reason why I didn't want to get one is because I already have, and still have, an Xbox One X, which is capable of playing a lot of the same games that the Series X could do. In fact, up until last year, all games that the Series X could do. And it was capable of playing them in 4K, and basically this was just a little tiny upgrade over the One X for the longest time, and there wasn't much of a reason to actually get one. Not to mention the fact that for the longest time, the Series X just didn't have that many games to go with it. No real killer apps, no exclusives or what have you. I just realized that this camera might be a little crooked. I'm not going to bother fixing it now. When the Xbox Series X and S launched, there were no exclusive games. Every single game that was on Xbox Series was also backwards compatible with Xbox One, and there wasn't really a killer app for the series, or for the Xbox in general, for most of the 2020s decade. Halo got delayed a full year from 2020 to 2021, and when it finally did come out, it was okay. It got some mixed to positive reviews, but it wasn't really the killer app that I had expected it would be. We got a new Forza game, which was pretty cool. But basically, there just wasn't that much that came out on the Xbox that justified me dropping $500 to get one. And in hindsight, I really wish that I had dropped $300 on Black Friday to get one, but I didn't, and now I regret not. The most recent Xbox game that I would consider the actual killer app of the system was Starfield, which I picked up with this thing. I'll go ahead and show this off in the other game I picked up later. Starfield got pretty good reviews, and when it came out, I was like, okay, finally, now I can justify going out and getting an Xbox. But I still didn't, because, again, I have an Xbox One X, and Starfield was like good but not great reviews. It was like, it's been really hard for me to justify getting one of these, okay? Every time I think, you know what, I should just break down and buy an Xbox Series console, I'm always like, but I have a One and I hardly even use the One. I turn on my One X maybe less than 5 hours a year at this point. When am I ever going to justify getting one of these? When am I ever going to play one of these? And I'll tell you what made me change my mind. Microsoft, in their infinite wisdom, are run by idiots. We heard a leak late last year that the Xbox Series X is going to end production as we know it and refresh itself later this year as a digital exclusive console. That means that this system right here is the last system that Microsoft is ever going to make that has a disk drive. I care a lot about disc-based games. I care a lot about physical media. I can never see myself ever investing in a digital library. So if I wanted an Xbox Series system capable of playing Xbox Series exclusive games that my One cannot, I have to get one. And I have to get one, if I want one brand new, I have to get it now while it's still on store shelves, because if the reports are to be believed, then this console right here is one of the last ones that Microsoft ever made. They're not making any more systems with a disk drive. Whatever's on store shelves right now, that's it. Once those sell out, the ends. The only Xboxes you'll be able to get in the future are ones that have no disk drive and can only play digital games. So a year from now, this thing is either going to be worth half of what it's worth now or twice what it's worth now. There's no way of knowing for sure, so I'm not going to risk it anymore. I decided, I finally broke down, I went to Best Buy, and I got this. Brand spanking new in the box. The main reason I got one brand new is so that I could take advantage of the warranty in case something's wrong, but also I just really like getting stuff new. I really wish that I didn't have to pay full price for this thing, but that's past Skul's mistake, and present Skul has to deal with it. How does one open this? Gonna just set it on my leg like this. Looks like there's pull tabs, but I'm not gonna use those. I'm just gonna, well, maybe I should use the pull tabs. Good lord, no, okay, I will cut it. Wow, those pull tabs are not coming off without a fight, and I don't want to ruin the box. The Xbox, am I right? Okay, pretty sure it's loose. Let's go ahead and flip it back over. Open it up. Over the past 5 years, I'm sure that there's been plenty of people who have opened this up on camera, but this is mine. Wow. What a presentation this is. Look at that. That's actually a pretty nice presentation, I won't lie. Power your dreams. Do the people at Microsoft dream in a monochromatic green? Is that what that means? Let's just pull the system out. Wow, this is a little heavier than I expected. Like, genuinely, this is a heavy brick. And, oh, here it is. Another reason to get stuff brand new. You get the full unboxing experience. Look at that. Oh, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, this is the Xbox Series X. Again, there's 100,000 videos on YouTube already of people unboxing this thing. This is more of me just showing it off and getting it set up, tell you guys why I got it in the first place. Man, they actually made this presentation really slick for the unboxing experience. You know, this is, as I recall, really different from the PlayStation. We got one power plug, one up-to-spec HDMI 2.1 cable. This is cool. The Xbox Series controller. Never actually seen one of these in person. Something about it kind of reminds me of the 360 controller, the way that it feels. It looks like a one controller, but it feels like a 360 controller. Health and safety warnings. If you're prone to epilepsy, what are you doing playing video games in the first place? And now, the games that I got with it. Of course, I already showed you guys Starfield, and the reason that I got Starfield is pretty obvious. It's, again, the killer app for the Xbox Series system. This is about the one really good game that you can play on Xbox Series that you cannot play on Xbox One or anywhere else, except for PC, and that's another reason why it took me so long to get a Series, is because I have a PC. Looks like Microsoft is still putting the disc on the left side instead of the right side, something to differentiate them. Is this an actual, it's all stuck together. What in the world? It's all stuck together. That's not right. How? Yeah, it's a manual, all right, if you want to call it that. It's only this big. How in the world did that happen? Of course, I have quite a few Xbox One games already, and they'll all work on the Series X perfectly fine. That's the main appeal of an Xbox. It's like being in the Apple ecosystem. If you have one Apple product, it'll work with all the other Apple products. Same with an Xbox. If you have one Xbox game from the One, it'll work on the Series. And actually, quite a few games from the 360, and even a few OG games from as far back as 2001 will work on it as well, which is pretty cool. Getting this other game out of the shrink wrap here, and the other game that I ended up getting was Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I actually have been holding off looking for reviews of this game at all, aside from just seeing that so far the consensus is it's pretty good. It's nothing amazing, but it's pretty okay. And I decided to get this because I actually really like Avatar. You would think I would have gone with the PS5 version because blue people, so blue case, but no, here I am. Wow, wait a minute. This is a multi-disc game. Look at that. Disc 1, Disc 2. This is the first I've heard of this. Everyone was talking about how Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be the first multi-disc next-gen game, and yet here I'm holding one right here in my hand that only cost me $30. Well, anyway, I got all my stuff up here. Let me get center frame, good grief. I got all my stuff here. My Xbox is unpacked. Let me go and set it up. I wonder how long that process is going to take. All right. I got my Xbox Series X all in its spot. Got a little fingerprint smudge up there, that's fine. Alright, got my 4K OLED here. Let's go ahead and turn it on for the very first time, see what happens. There we go. Xbox. Well, it wouldn't be Xbox if there wasn't an update. Let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, the update is done. I actually didn't even get to install the app before it finished, so that was a lot faster than what I'm used to with the one. So let's go ahead and just do that. Okay, I do have a 4K Sony Bravia, which means that this is capable of 4K 120 with HDR. In fact, it's capable of Dolby Vision. Not sure if it'll give me that. It can also do variable refresh rate. That's it. We just signed in. We're in here now, just like that. Well, these are all the games that I had on my other Xbox that I had as digital. So, is there anything that I want to reinstall here? You know what I really want to install is Starfield and Avatar. So, let me go ahead and get that started. May as well start with Starfield. You know, the Series X exclusive. All right, in you go, you little disky. Ah, it's so satisfying. Especially after working with my analog duo for the last month. Just having it accept the disc and go in without any hassle, so useful. And just like that, it's installing. How long is that going to take? Transfer rate of over a 1/4 gig per second, not bad. That's pretty good actually. So it looks like it's a 46 gigabyte game, or at least that's what's on the disc. Yeah, and it needs a 57 gig update. Put 46 gigs on the disc and make you download the other half of the game afterwards. Nobody likes that. Why do companies do that? I'll come back when this is finished installing and give you guys a little snippet of the gameplay.
2 hours later.
It literally took over 2 hours to install that game, but we're here now, it's all installed, and I'm ready to hop in. So, this is me booting up a game on the Xbox Series X for the very first time. Yep, seems to work. So that's the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, then let me know if you have an Xbox Series X or S. And yeah, like I said, this is the last Xbox that Microsoft is ever going to make with the disk drive, so it was important for me to get this, even if it wasn't as cheap as it could have been if I bought it a few months ago. But hey, it's not about how much you pay, it's about having fun with the games that it plays, right? Just gonna keep telling myself that. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.